Hello there, people of the internet. So today I wanted to film a little bit of a different kind of video. So I decided to participate in a COVID vaccine trial, and that was about a month ago that I decided to do this. And since then I've gotten both shots of whatever I got, and I wanted to tell you a bit more about my experience. I don't know if this would be relevant to anyone at this point, because I know a lot of people are getting the Pfizer, Moderna, all those vaccines, so it's not as much of a pressing concern, but I think it would be still pretty cool for people to kind of know what the experience is like. I'm still in the trial, so I won't say what producer it's for, but so I just wanted to go through the timeline and like how the study is set up and my side effects real quick. So about a month ago I signed up on their website, and I received an email saying that there's a clinic near me that was running the study, and I was kind of like, well, why the hell not, because at that point in Canada we were not even like remotely near getting a vaccine for my age group. So I said, okay, I'll participate. There were a few requirements, including they told me that I couldn't have had a vaccine within like 2 weeks before and a month after both injections, and so I've had to postpone a vaccine I was going to get, but that was okay. And also they tell you that you should be on birth control or promise to be abstinent during the time of the study, but of course they can't control that. The idea is that you just won't get pregnant, which you know, lockdown is you know, a great way to control that. So yeah, so that was basically the process of getting signed up. I got an appointment, and during my first appointment I went in, and they kind of, it was actually pretty chill. Like, I sat in an office with the coordinator, I suppose, and he kind of ran me through any questions I had and the general procedure. And the first appointment took 3 hours, actually probably slightly more than that, but they got my weight, height, all that, medical history, and then they had me take a pregnancy test, which was fun. After that I got the blood test, and from my understanding they test you for antibodies at the beginning, and then after you get the 2 shots they test at the end as well. And I have a feeling they probably test for other things, but those are mainly kind of the top things that they test for, of course. And then I had to wait for a long time. 40 minutes later they called me in, and I sat down. It's like, oh, here's to hoping that this isn't the placebo. And then there's 3 people in the room, and I found out later that they all knew which one it was. So basically one of the people was like, oh, and I was like, does that mean it's the placebo? But then they told me to look away because it's supposed to be double blind, but I think it's actually more like observer blind, so the scientist that actually looks at the data doesn't know which one I got, but the people injecting me obviously know. So they injected me, didn't feel like anything, and then they had me wait half an hour to observe. And then following that I had to fill out some surveys every day for 7 days, and they called me every week. They also made me an appointment for 21 days later. So yeah, from there I had very few side effects. My arm hurt for like 2-3 days, so it was a pretty nerve-wracking time because I tried to convince myself like it's definitely the placebo, but then I was like looking up, does saline hurt your arm, does this like affect like, does this give you this side effect? Like, am I fatigued because of the vaccine, or am I fatigued because I'm fatigued? I do remember feeling really tired the next day, but my appointment was at like 7 a.m. so I woke up at like 6, so it could have been that as well. And yeah, so that was super unexciting, super just like, my arm hurt. That was about it, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it's the actual vaccine, because why would saline hurt your arm like that? But also, I don't know. So I was left questioning my existence for a solid 21 days, because that was the time between my first appointment and my second appointment. So I'm going for my second dose. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping that I at least get some side effects, which is weird, but I mean, at least then I'll know what I have, because I figured out that the antibody test that I was going to take does not measure the kind of antibodies produced by the vaccine, so that's a moot point. So I can really only like legitimately find out from them now. But yeah. Second appointment, I went in, it took about 2 hours, and yeah, they had me take another pregnancy test, still not pregnant, and then they made me wait, and I was waiting for like quite a while. They took in the girl before me, and then between me and her there was like 15 minutes, and I was like, okay, so if um, they're, you know, injecting me with the placebo, why would they make me wait? Because I know the actual vaccine, they need to defrost it, and that takes, I googled it later, about 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, playing detective, like looking for clues, and didn't find any, but whatever, they called me in, they made me look away again, and this one hurt a bit more. Don't know why, but they used the opposite arm of the first time, so this was my right arm this time. And after that, I waited for half an hour and I was free to go. Okay, so just got out of there. It took way too long. But yeah, they gave me the shot. I took the survey, and yeah. And after that, like, I was fine. My arm kind of hurt. And then shit kind of hit the fan. It's about 12 hours in where it really hit the fan. I started feeling shitty around 7ish. Just like weird. I started feeling weird. And then about 2 hours ago, I developed a headache. And then I was in a meeting for a bit, and I felt myself go hot, but I think like sometimes my room is hot. So I measured my temperature, and I'm at a 37.3 degrees Celsius, which is like a mild fever. For me, my normal temperature is like 36.5-ish, 36.6. I'm also feeling chills right now, which is why my phone may be shaking while I'm speaking. And my head is pounding now, so I took an Advil. So either I got COVID or I got the vaccine. Which one's which? Who knows? So yeah, that's the vibe. I'm hoping it doesn't get worse. Also, my arm hurts like hell. When I like reach up, it it hurts, but it's not swollen or anything. But yes, I mean, I'm kind of excited about this. Weirdly enough, I feel like shit, but I'm excited. But I'm hoping it's not like coincidentally COVID. That would suck. Okay. Welcome to day 2 of vaccine life. I still have a bit of fever and headache, and my arm still hurts. So, yeah, that's the update. Okay, it is now 3 p.m. On the day after I got the dose, and I'm feeling slightly better. Like, my headache's gone. I took a Tylenol, and I think my fever has gone down. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not running a fever right now. So yeah, let's hope that continues. I still feel kind of meh, but I think when I wake up tomorrow, like, I'm gonna feel normal. So yeah. Okay, hello. Well, so this is day 2 after I got my shot. So I got it on Wednesday. Today is Friday, and I'm feeling normal again. Like, my arm still hurts, but my fever's finally gone down, and I feel like a person. So yeah, and that's the story of how I had a fever for 2 days. And at this point, you may be wondering, how am I doing now? I'm fine. It's been about almost a week, almost 2 weeks actually, since I got the vaccine, and I'm fine. The fever cleared up like on the second day after the vaccine, so I got it on Wednesday morning, and Friday morning I woke up, I was fine. My arm still hurt, but overall I was fine. And since then, I've had some fatigue, but it could have been from anything. Fatigue is such a weird symptom because you never know where it comes from, and it could just be you being you. So I hyperanalyze everything though, so I noticed, and I don't know if it's related. But at this point, I am 80% confident that I got the real thing. Okay, maybe 90% confident that I got the real thing. Otherwise, I apparently have very strong placebo reactions, if it was in fact the placebo, because yeah, the day of like getting the vaccine, that evening felt like I was hit by a truck. The next day felt a bit more like being hit by a minivan, and then the day after that I was completely fine. So I don't know, man. I can't know for sure. So from here, I have another appointment in 21 days. And the nerve-wracking part of being in a study like this is that there are only a few scenarios where they would unblind me. If I become eligible for another vaccine, they may decide to unblind the people who are eligible for the vaccine. So this could happen, this could not, it depends. They did that with the elderly people in phase 2, but I have no idea if that's ever going to happen. The other part is they probably will unblind me when it gets approved. Otherwise, it could also be the situation where they do go through with the crossover, because it's a crossover study, which means that you do get both the placebo and the vaccine, but basically you get them spread apart. So you get the first 2 injections, and then you kind of go about your life. And then once it gets approved by some health body, doesn't matter who, could be like, I don't know, Mexico approves it, and then if you've been in the study for 60 days, if you're eligible for another vaccine, then they will initiate the crossover and give you the opposite of what you got the first time. So even then, you're not unblinded. You just know that you for a fact got the vaccine, but you don't know which time period it was. And eventually, I believe at the end of the day, they have to tell you, obviously, but it could be because the entire study runs technically a full 2 years. So, but the check-ins at that point become more rare. So like the first 3 are like first 21 days, second 21 days, third, and then from there it's like a few months. So in total there's 9 check-ins, and then there may be a few more, given that the crossover may not fall into one of those check-ins. So yeah, at this point I am waiting for the crossover and living my life. It's kind of an interesting position to be in because I'm pretty sure I'm fully vaccinated, but I also don't know the efficacy of the vaccine I got, and I also don't really know if it's effective against the variants, and also I don't know for sure. So my life hasn't really changed since I got it, and now a lot more people are starting to get vaccinated, so it's going to be an interesting time where they'll probably have to unblind me. The other option is I could drop out and then they have to tell me. But for me, it doesn't really make sense because I'm pretty confident that I did get it. So I will continue on in the study. And yeah, I think it was definitely worth it. I am glad I participated. And, getting that fever was just kind of like a real moment of victory for me. Because I had huge anxiety about getting COVID, which is part of the reason I participated. And yeah, overall it was a good experience, and I really hope that it, helps contribute to the database and to get this vaccine approved, and hopefully y'all can get it eventually too. And I hope it protects against the variants, because that's kind of the #1 concern right now. But yeah, that was my experience. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you have any experience with participating in studies that you'd like to tell me about, drop it in the comments below. Otherwise, yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!